Now, if you're expecting this to be another I Hate America video, then go ahead and close out that window right now. Skip to the next video, because this video is not for you. My daughter still lives in America. I have bank accounts in America. I work for a company in America. I have a storage unit in America. I didn't leave America because I hate America. I left America because I wanted more freedom. So I'm originally from Miami, Florida, and I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in 2013 for a job opportunity. I considered myself upper middle class, but as you all know, and most of you watching this video most likely are in lower to upper middle class living check to check pretty much. Had a side gig, mounting TVs, making some decent money. I really wasn't complaining. I had a decent life as far as I thought. I've traveled the country for vacation throughout my whole adult life here and there. Obviously with bills and with not being rich, you can't travel abroad often. So you may go on a max of 2 to 3 international trips if you're lucky a year with the money that I was making at that time. So I felt like I wanted more, but the job that I had to get inside a truck. I had to drive from client to client to client. I was in the field, so by the time I got off work, I was tired. I'm working with my hands. I'm climbing around attics and on ladders and stuff like that. I'm in crawl spaces. Working at that job there, I end up taking a pay cut to work at the call center of that company so I can work from home and try to become a videographer. So I wanted to take up video editing, and I didn't really think about being like a cameraman, like doing videos and things like that until later on. I took that pay cut, and what I end up doing is Airbnb-ing. Was that a word? Is that a verb? I end up putting my house on Airbnb in order to book half of the house, half of upstairs, and then I would stay in the downstairs bedroom. And I may put some B-roll or something just to kind of illustrate this for you all, because clearly you all don't know everything that I've done or where I've come from. So it would be good to throw some B-roll in here and actually see what I'm talking about, just so you get a full understanding of what made me move. I have this house. Obviously, it's a big note for me at that time. I believe that my mortgage at that time was somewhere around like 16 and change. So let's just say $1,700. Obviously, you got light bill. I had 2 HOAs that I had to pay, which was egregious. So I was really underwater. It so much so to where the house was almost under foreclosure because I was pretty much Airbnb-ing my upstairs unit, a portion of the house. It was 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms upstairs. You get the kitchen, living room, and I stayed in like a suite pretty much that had like a backdoor entrance. I could just go in and out as I please and not disturb anybody. I was pretty much living with the internet, an air fryer, and a refrigerator for months. And while I just pretty much survived off of the little paycheck I was getting there and the little Airbnb check that I was getting from Airbnb in my upstairs every so often. Fast forward, I end up getting into a short-term lease agreement with a tenant to lease out the place that I was staying in, the little suite. And I also booked the upstairs portion for the same amount of time. It was almost like destiny. Like I rented the downstairs, Airbnb'd the upstairs for a long period of time, 6 months. And that pretty much covered most of my expenses and also gave me a couple dollars in my pocket because I ended up getting fired from that job due to me working on the side, trying to pretty much get out of the job at some point. So I end up putting the whole house pretty much on Airbnb in a short-term lease. I end up moving in with my girlfriend at that time. Do not recommend that for any grown man. Do not move in with your girl. Do not move in with a woman. You can move a woman into your house if that's what you want to do. What I end up doing is putting the house up for sale. So I put the house up for sale. I put, my car ended up getting totaled in front of my girlfriend's house, and that ended up, they just ended up totaling that and just kind of broke me off of there. So I also have the house for sale. Luckily it sold before the house actually went up for foreclosure, because I did end up getting like saved from foreclosure by these grants that they have in Georgia to help people like me who are degenerates and going broke at the time and not able to afford these things. So I end up selling the house. So now I'm up, right? So now I'm up selling the house. I have a friend, well, we became friends once I started the videography thing. I got introduced to him, a friend of a friend, and he was actually living in Thailand at the time and continuously was planting the seed in my head to pack everything, move to Thailand. And to be honest, to make a long story short, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it at all. Everything was sold. I sold everything. I sold my furniture. I sold the house. The car was already totaled. That was gone maybe months prior to that. Sold the car that I had from Turo, gave that up. Sold the house. Gave up my guns. I was definitely a Second Amendment advocate for sure. I had plenty firearms back in the day, but I ended up selling those as well. I sold everything, got a storage unit. Well, I already had a storage unit, but packed everything else up in the storage unit. And I moved to Thailand. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, not by choice, but these things happen, and that's another story for another day. But yeah, that, to be honest, is my story. Now, granted, I love America. Like I said, I'm not the guy that hates America. I'm not the guy that's gonna be up here bashing dating in America, bashing this, that, and the third. And we're gonna get into a lot of that stuff, but that's just how I felt. I saved up some money, built up a plan to move to Punta Cana for a certain amount of time. I still visit, like I said, everything is back in the States. So I still visit the States. I still go back and forth for big events. So that's something to talk about as well. So in closing, what I learned about moving abroad is that it's not all about money. I was chasing the bag so much. And mind you, I'm sure when you get there to the bag, that there's also issues as well. Biggie said more money, more problems. In closing, if you would like to visit Punta Cana and you are looking for a starter's guide that tells you everything from how to get here, how to book your flights, what you need when you come in here, the amount of money that these things can possibly cost you, and also links to anything that you may need while you're staying here for just a short term, or if you want to be here long term as well. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.